The third and fourth months of the Clone Wars featured a large amount of Republic victories, but costly ones as well. Though the Confederacy lost several key planets in this stage of the conflict, it also gained a number of notable commanders that would more than make up for the loss. With both Confederate assaults on Republic worlds blunted and Republic invasions successful, it seemed the tide of the war was turning. But this was not yet the case. The second stage of the war began with a fiery start. The cloning planet Kamino was the source of the entire Grand Army of the Republic, and it was only a matter of time before it came under attack. Led by Pascal Argente, Magistrate of the Corporate Alliance, and the Mon Calamari commander Mirai, an expert in amphibious warfare, a Confederate armada mustered above Yukio before jumping to Rishi and from there to Kamino. A number of Jedi, including Shaak-Ti, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Aayla Secura, Cossacks, and Opa Rancisis, joined Prime Minister Lama Su in orchestrating a defense of the cloning facilities. The Jedi attempted to lure the Confederate force into a trap, making their defense seem meager to draw the enemy in. However, this trap almost failed. Despite the efforts of the defenders, many landing ships were able to reach Kamino and attack the planet's stilt cities. Battle droids were almost successful in overrunning Topoka City, and would have were it not for Shaak-Ti's last-minute decision to release the ARC Troopers, 100 clones bred to be more like Jango Fett. The ARC Troopers, especially Captain Alpha 17, were crucial in keeping the cloning centers safe. As the arrival of Opa Rancisis and his fleet left Mirai outnumbered, and with Confederate intel on Topoka City proving false, Mirai sacrificed himself to buy Agente time to escape. The Confederacy then retreated to Yukio. The defense of Kamino left Commander Mirai dead and Pascal Argente humbled, as Darth Sidious had intended. It had also led to the release of the ARC Troopers. Several, including Alpha 17, became clone counterparts to Jedi generals, and the Kaminoans soon began to train more from individual clones that displayed the desirable characteristics. On the Confederate side, Dooku now severely needed commanders. The bounty hunter Dirge, who the Sith Lord had recruited early in the war, was promoted to the rank of High Commander and took charge of a number of operations. The CIS gained another High Commander at Rat Attack, where Dooku recruited Dark Jedi Asajj Ventress to the Separatist cause. Ventress proved herself in the Arbrian sector, where she defended Corporate Alliance assets while they regrouped 2 weeks after the defense of Kamino. Ventress and Dirge would be paired up several times during the war, the first instance of which was on Omar Dun. A moon of Naboo inhabited by Gungan colonists, Omar Dun was the target of the first of many bioweapons developed by the CIS, Genazan Arbor swamp gas. The gas proved effective, wiping out the colony, but the pair of separatists soon had company in the form of 4 Jedi and a group of clones. Dirge and Ventress confronted the group, killing Jedi Knight Glaive. His apprentice, along with Obi-Wan Kenobi, engaged Ventress in combat as Skywalker and Alpha 17 attempted to free smuggler hostages Dirge had taken. The swamp gas acted slower on non-Gungans, but the Jedi soon felt its effects as battle droids unleashed more of it. Nonetheless, the droids were all destroyed and the hostages freed, though Dirge and Ventress escaped. Obi-Wan Kenobi would confront them again in an attempt to destroy the bioweapon on Kueta. Though he escaped with the antidote, 4 of the Order's most skilled Jedi Masters did not survive the mission, and unbeknownst to the Jedi, a single science vessel known as the Gehenna escaped the destruction of the Kueta facility. It would roam the space lanes for the next 2 years, developing the weapon further. In the Tion cluster, the Republic had been forced out of nearly all the systems that had remained loyalist, and the region was quickly becoming the heart of the CIS. But one world remained on the Republic's side, Liana, a shipbuilding world owned by Republic Sienna Systems. The defensive armies for the region were now trapped on Liana, and soon had to fight off a major Confederate attack. Through the sacrifice of Jedi Master Save Octu and through prototype Sienna starfighters, the attack was thwarted, but heavy casualties were suffered and Liana was abandoned shortly after. Elsewhere, the Republic suffered mass casualties on Tia. A Confederate invasion fleet planned to attack Tia, but was shot down in orbit by forces led by Jedi General K'Kruk. However, the invasion force survived the crash and turned the fallen core ship into a bunker. K'Kruk successfully assaulted the holdout and destroyed the droids, but lost nearly his entire army. Shell-shocked, he deserted, joining a growing number of dissident Jedi massing under Sora Bulk on Rule. Mace Windu travelled to Rule to convince them to return to the Republic, but Asajj Ventress was sent by the Confederacy and attempted to frame him into being there to murder the dissidents. Cutting through the ruse, Windu uncovered that Sora Bulk masterminded the whole plot to turn the dissident Jedi to the dark side. Bulk had served as Dooku's secret agent since the mission to Bakura months earlier, and now was revealed and his plot was foiled. Windu dueled Bulk, but the Dark Acolyte escaped, going on to command other Confederate operations. The war raged on. ARC troopers were crucial to a Republic victory in the Battle of Pangolin 4, ending the production of new Confederate missiles and defeating an enemy task force. In the galaxy's southern half, Kenobi and Skywalker managed to stall the Techno-Union's heavily armed Storm Fleet at the Lon Nebula and tip off the fleet's target, the Republic garrison at Cypher. The Storm Fleet was almost completely destroyed by the Republic reinforcements over Cypher, and another thrust into Republic territory was halted. However, the Confederacy was victorious days later at Axion, obliterating a GAR unit that had been sent to extract a colicoid prisoner of the planet's fortress, the designer of the CIS's proto-deckers. The Republic, spurred on by its victories and now adapted to war, began an ambitious campaign as the war's fourth month dawned. Led by Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker and a few supporting Jedi, a massive clone army attacked Munilinst, the headquarters of the intergalactic banking clan and a major stronghold for the Confederacy. The Confederacy in turn sent reinforcements in terms of a massive droid army, hundreds of thousands of starfighters and commanders Dirge and Ventress. As Kenobi landed his army outside Harnaden, the planet's capital city, Skywalker led the Republic's starfighter squadrons and warship fleet in a chaotic battle against swarms of Nantex-class starfighters, groups of banking clan frigates, and several large orbital weapons platforms. Both sides had colossal armies, the likes of which hadn't met in war on any previous occasion. Though even larger battles were yet to come, the Battle of Munilinst would remain one of the war's largest. At Harnaden, Kenobi's army attacked the IGBC's colossal battle droid force en masse, backed by walkers and SPHATs. But the Jedi's secret weapon was already inside the city, an ARC trooper squadron called the Munilinst 10. Led by Captain Fordo, the squad had cut through enemy defenses and reached IGBC headquarters, where they destroyed the city's largest defensive cannon with only a single casualty overall. The Muns in charge of the defense panicked, believing the cannon had been destroyed by SPHAT artillery and that their tower was in range. To counter this, they sent out Dirge and a column of IG Lancer droids, the defensive reserves of the city, which cut through Kenobi's lines like a scythe. They destroyed many of the SPHATs and had turned on the main army when Kenobi and a Republic Lancer battalion charged out to meet them. The clash ended with only Kenobi and Dirge left, and the Jedi Knight seemingly defeated his opponent before going to meet the Munilinst 10 at the IGBC command center. The Jedi and Commandos proceeded to storm the Munilinst command center, but were confronted again by Dirge. A battle ensued, which ended when Kenobi used the Force to split the Gendai apart from the inside. With the control room secure, the Republic took Sand Hill and several Mun officials prisoner and deactivated the defending army. The Republic was victorious on Munilinst. Up in space, Skywalker had nearly finished dealing with the banking clan's fleet when a new enemy arrived and destroyed an entire squadron of Republic starfighters in a matter of seconds. Sensing the Force was strong with this new enemy, Skywalker engaged personally. But this was exactly what his opponent, Asajj Ventress, had been sent for. She led Skywalker on a chase before engaging her hyperdrive and jumping to Yavin 4. Skywalker followed, as did a platoon of clone troopers. After eliminating the clones and her enemy's starships, Ventress attacked Skywalker and a fierce duel ensued. Though Ventress at first had the upper hand, Skywalker eventually gave in to his anger and defeated her, nearly killing the Dark Acolyte. Munilinst wasn't the only active battlefield at the time though. Jedi Master Mace Windu also won a battle against an enemy army on Dantooine, which included a new prototype seismic tank, thwarting a Confederate plan to reinforce Munilinst's defenders. On Mon Calamari, Kit Fisto and a legion of clone troopers battled the Quarren Isolation League and their droid armies and emerged victorious, leaving Mon Calamari in the Republic for the present time, though Senator Tykes and much of the League escaped to CIS-held Permant and Mintoine. The Confederacy had successes of its own, destroying a Jedi temple on Ilum responsible for providing crystals for lightsabers with the force of Commerce Guild chameleon droids. Munilinst was a massive Republic victory and led to the capture of a Confederate capital world. IGBC leadership relocated to nearby Megiddo, which eventually also came under siege. Sand Hill, chairman of the banking clan, was captured along with several other important Muns. though he managed to escape only a few weeks later. Munilinst remained under Republic control for the rest of the war. However, the Republic's victory there was nullified by a crushing defeat on Hypori. Emboldened by their early successes on Munilinst, the Republic dispatched another massive task force to Hypori, a planet they discovered had become a new Geonosian stronghold and hosted the Confederacy's most important droid factories. The huge task force was led by 7 Jedi Master Dakman Barek and his apprentice, Shah Gi, Jedi Council members Kiarimuni and Shakti, and skilled Jedi Kakruk, Tarsia, and Ayla Sakura. However, they severely miscalculated their attack. The fleet emerged from hyperspace only to hit a field of orbital mines. A majority of the assault force was destroyed, and the rest were eagerly preyed upon by Confederate destroyers. The surviving force established a beachhead on the planet's surface around the remains of several crashed assault ships, but the Jedi and their clones had not yet seen the worst the enemy had to offer. For the commander of the attack was none other than General Grievous, who mustered Hypori's massive armies to utterly wipe out the Jedi and their forces. Every clone trooper on the planet was killed, as was Senior General Barek, the leader of the Republic force, and his Padawan. The remaining 5 were surrounded, and Grievous attacked them alone in the remains of an assault ship, engaging in a furious lightsaber duel. Though outnumbered 5 to 1, Grievous quickly gained the upper hand. Kakruk was so badly wounded that he appeared to be dead. Tarsia was killed by the cyborg, and both Ayla Sakura and Shakti suffered severe wounds. Kiarimuni was left to fight Grievous alone, but in the nick of time, the Munilinst 10 arrived, sent by Obi-Wan Kenobi in response to a distress signal Barek had managed to send out. The Munilinst 10 received the wounded bodies of Sakura and T, and held off Grievous long enough for Mundi to escape, despite losing several men. The survivors escaped Hypori, becoming the first Republic personnel to encounter Grievous and survive. The clone army in the sectors near Hypori were devastated, and the Republic retreated to a handful of fortress worlds in the region, surrendering plenty of space to the Confederacy. With the Battle of Hypori, General Grievous was revealed to the galaxy, and the galaxy was terrified. Over the course of the war, newsnets on both sides would dub him the Night Slayer, and the cyborg became one of history's most skilled Jedi hunters. After a mission on Trenchant Space Station a few days later, Dooku made Grievous the Confederacy's new Supreme Commander, a title he would have for the rest of the war. Grievous quickly took command of and reorganized the forces of the Confederacy, preparing them for counterattacks against the Republic. As Month 4 came to a close, the Republic gained and eliminated a new enemy. The crucial core worlds of Brental 4 and Esselis seceded from the Republic, which quickly attacked them in a frantic bid to reclaim 2 of the most crucial planets in the galaxy. Sitting at the crossroads of the Hydian Way and the Polemian trade route, Brental 4 was the bigger target, and the Republic dispatched a force led by Plo Koon, Shon Con Ray, Agan Kola, and the newly recovered Jedi Master Shakti to retake it. The battle did not go as planned. Separatist forces on Brental were led by Shogar Tok, a brutal warlord with a large following, who unbeknownst to the Republic, had already seized the planet's powerful Magna guns. Tok's artillery fire, as well as his rebel troops and battle droids sent from Castel, slaughtered the Republic assailants and killed Master Ray. But T managed to infiltrate Tok's fortress, free several prisoners, and kill the Separatist leader, crippling the enemy and allowing the Republic to be victorious. After an extremely bloody 5-day battle, the Republic recaptured Esselis as well. The crisis in the core had been averted, but the Republic's chain of victories was not to last.